If you have ongoing exposure to controlling people, it's a virtual certainty that you're going to experience blurry boundaries, which is why I've created the extensive online course called This Is Me, Establishing Boundaries with the Controllers in Your Life. There's a link below that will give you all of the details, and I hope that you would find it therapeutic. In any relationship, it's only natural that you would want to have some form of affirmation or positive regard that's being expressed. And this is whether you're talking about inside your home life or extended family or in your place of work or social life. It's nice when someone can come along and say, I noticed this about you that was good, or way to go, or that was helpful, or I really like you. It's just part of the glue that holds relationships together. Narcissists also want to have affirmation, but the way they approach that topic is of a much more pathological nature. They're very needy individuals. They're constantly looking to other individuals to prop them up. We refer to that as them seeking narcissistic supply. They have to know that they're special and that other people think they're really terrific. Sometimes they may actually pay compliments, but even then when they do, there's a hook on the backside. They're trying to build up points and so they can cash it in. And the way that they engage with you is it's like, okay, you exist to keep me feeling good. How are we going to keep that going on? Over time, as you are engaging with that narcissist, it's going to become obvious that you're never able to satisfy them. That pathological need for affirmation is so strong on the inside that narcissists will eventually let you know that you disappointed them or that you didn't live up to their expectations. You're going to get a whole lot more comments about the things you did wrong than you did right. And as time goes by, the relationship begins to head south because you can never satisfy that person. Now, there's one comment that narcissists are very prone to make that they intend as an insult, but as you look at it in a certain way, you can realize this can actually be the greatest compliment that a narcissist can give. And it's simply this: a narcissist can eventually let you know, you don't fit with me. Now, like I say, they mean that as an insult. It's like there's something dreadfully wrong about you. But let's think that through. When a narcissist says, you don't fit with me, actually, I'm hoping that you can think, well, good, because I don't need to be the way you are. Now, I understand that when something of that nature starts coming out in the open, there can be a disappointment or a frustration you can have because that means that the hopes that you had for that relationship are just not going to come through. But what a narcissist means as an insult can be a compliment to you in the sense that it says you don't think like the narcissist. See, let's pull back and get a broader perspective on this. When a narcissist is engaging with you, exactly what do they want from you? And there's a multitude of things that they're looking for from you. For example, one of the things that a narcissist wants is they want your deference. They want you to set aside your opinions and your beliefs or your interpretations and just go along with whatever they say. And basically, you're not really allowed to have your own different initiatives or interpretations. They want your conformity. It doesn't take long for them to bring the agenda out. And I think you know what I mean when I say that. They have a very fixed notion about how you're supposed to be and how you have to act. You're not allowed to be free. You're not allowed to make your own separate choices. Narcissists want your reputation. Interestingly, if they're attached to you and then they're out in public, and if you have some nice things going on in your life, they want other folks to think, oh, so you, the narcissist, are attached to this person, huh? Well, and it's like, yeah, so if you do some things good, I want to take credit for it and I want to be known as being associated with that. But in doing so, there's a belittlement of you because you're just a prop as far as they're concerned. They don't really want you to outshine them. They want your good to reflect well on them. In addition, narcissists want your loyalty, And when I say loyalty, what I mean is you have to declare that you're connected with them. Now, of course, it doesn't go both ways, but they don't want you to have other alliances. You're not allowed to do that. Narcissists want your blindness, okay? And by that I mean, as you get to know these individuals over time, obviously you're going to pick up on some of their quirks and idiosyncrasies, some of their negatives. You're going to have some difficult experiences with them, and they want you to just turn a blind eye. It's like, don't ask questions, don't talk to me. You're not allowed to confront. You're not allowed to ask questions about their problems. They want you to remain blind to all of that. Narcissists, as I mentioned, do want your praise. They want your reassurance. They need you to point out all of their positive qualities, but you're never allowed to say anything that might hint at being critical. It's just a one-way street only. They don't want to have you talking about their full package. Narcissists want you as a target. You exist to receive their accusations. Keep in mind that narcissists, one of their biggest defense mechanisms is that of projection. And by that I mean they see in you the things that they don't want to have to come to terms with inside themselves. So as long as they can look at you and say, you have this problem. For example, they may say, you're too critical or you're not trustworthy. What they're doing is they're projecting their own junk into you. They're critical or they're not trustworthy, but they like having a target to put that into because it takes the focus off of themselves, and you're not allowed to stand up for yourself. They want your superficiality. They just want you to just not have that much of a mind. It's like, well, I'll do all the thinking for you. And if you have a well-developed value system, if you have a well-developed belief system, that threatens them. You're not allowed to say, let's talk this thing through on a deep level. They need you to be superficial. Narcissists want you to be emotionally volatile. Now that sounds like a strange thing because they'll complain about it all day long. When they see you being agitated or annoyed or anxious or tense, it permits them to be the same way when it's their turn to be that way, and then B, it allows them to say, see, look how problematic you are, and it allows them to build themselves up at your expense. You're not allowed to be a steady person. They don't like that. That actually is something that threatens them. And so when they come to you saying, you don't fit, it's like, you haven't done all of these things that I want from you. You haven't conformed to whatever it is that they're wanting. And when they say you don't fit, basically what they're letting it be known is you don't belong to someone like me. And my response is, oh, well, that must mean I'm doing something right. I don't want to belong to that kind of system. Now, again, I realize there's a certain grief that can come along with pulling back from a relationship that you had higher hopes for. But let's keep in mind that when you do not fit with that narcissist and they finally come to you and say that, I'm hoping that instead in your mind you can think, right, the reason I don't fit is because I know that I'm a person of worth. And it makes no sense for me to be in a relationship where I'm going to be treated in an unworthy kind of way. Also, I have my own mind. And as often as possible, I'm going to use it. And I'm going to consult my own mind's guidance. I think that's reasonable. In addition, I believe in assertiveness, which is something narcissists are afraid of. And by the way, you can be assertive too. You can say that to the narcissist. Assertiveness means that we each have the ability to stand up for our beliefs and our convictions in a mutually respectful kind of way. I'm good with that, and I want to live with people that can engage with me in that way. Likewise, it illustrates that respect is something that I'm not going to forfeit. In fact, if anything, respect is a bedrock ingredient for a healthy relationship. I'm staying anchored in that. I believe in my own dignity. I trust in myself. I'm not the kind of person that wants to lord over someone, but neither do I want to be lorded over by anyone. I consider selfish and controlling people to be unsafe. That being the case, I'm going to make sure that I give my emotional and relational energies to people that are safe. And so when a narcissist intends to insult and say, "You don't fit with me," I'm going to take that as a compliment. In fact, that's the nicest compliment that a narcissist is capable of making. They may think that they're putting me down, but whenever a narcissist says something of that nature, my response is going to be, "Thanks for pointing it out that I'm not like you." And I hope that videos such as this can give you some good awareness about what you're dealing with, and hopefully it can help you readjust some of the ways that you think when narcissists come at you with their negativity. If you've not already hit that subscribe button, I would encourage you to do so. Hit the notification bell that goes with it. Keep in mind, I'm a therapist and I think like a therapist, and I'm trying to talk with you in such a way that can have a positive impact in the way that you are going through your own personal healing. I appreciate you allowing me to be on your journey with you. If you have the need, we are sponsored by the good people at BetterHelp.com. I know many of you could use, speaking of therapy, you could use a therapist to help you sift this out. Ever since the pandemic hit, online therapy has become very popular and it's proven to be quite effective. And the people at BetterHelp.com they have an easily accessible form of therapy, and the cost is reasonable. And so if that's something that you could take advantage of, then I would strongly encourage you to go into that direction. In addition, I have my therapeutic courses. And these courses, they're very extensive, and they have multiple videos and written materials and guided questions that go along with it. Ready, Set, Connect, about having healthy connection skills. This is me establishing your personal boundaries, free to be, finding yourself despite the controllers. We also have my podcast. We have my books, and we have our website that has many articles on there. So plenty of resources for you to take advantage of. Narcissists mean to insult you when they say, "You don't fit with me." And I'm thinking, what a nice compliment. I don't want to fit with someone whose system consists of controlling and selfishness and manipulation and exploitation. Good. I don't fit with that. In doing so, I'm hoping that can spur you to just be that much more determined to be a person of dignity, respect, and civility. That's what we do here on Team Healthy. And as that happens, it positions you to be a person of peace.